Are y'all really ready for number two? Number two, don't let your kids take your place in your household. Yeah, I got a couple young adults that came back, right? And when they came back, they thought they was grown. But you can't be grown in my house. My husband and I are not going to let our sons take our place. Let me share you this scripture with you in Proverbs 29:15. It says, the rod and reproof give wisdom. We already know what the rod is, but you know what reproof means? Reproof means to tell them that they wrong. Reproof means to remind them that, listen, I don't agree with that. Reproof in the dictionary says an expression of blame or disapproval. So what God is saying in Proverbs, let's get back to it. Proverbs 29:15, the rod and reproof give wisdom. So when your child is wrong, you can't sit by and act like they're not wrong. Some of y'all love y'all kids so much that you won't even correct their wrong behavior. So rod and reproof, you must tell them that your behavior is out of line and God is not pleased with you. Especially those that are believers. We ought to tell our kids when they're wrong and they're out of line. I'm going to tell you. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going to tell you. Then I want you to mosey on along over to Mark 13, because Mark 13 is going to tell us real straight, okay? Mark 13, verse 12, it says, brother will betray brother to death. Now, he's talking about the signs, the birth pains of the last days, okay? Now, this scripture always confused me because I was like, how is this going to happen, okay? It says in Mark 13, verse 12, it says, brother will betray brother to death, and a father his child. Children will rebel against their parents and have them put to death. Oh, you gonna have your parents put to death in the last days? My brain kept saying, how is that going to happen? Well, one of the ways that's going to happen is if we stop being parents. We stop raising our children in the way they shall go. If we allow our children to rule this house and do exactly whatever they want to do up in here, as a matter of fact, when I first took my son up to his college, they said in the auditorium, how many new parents are here? So we raised our hands. They said, we just want you to know that there's a new rule in town. And the rule is, if your kid, it comes to this college, and they sign on the dotted line, I do not want my parents to see my grades. You as the parents will not be able to see their grades. I said, the devil is a liar. What idiot sit at the table and made that rule? Who sat at the table and made that rule? That rule is ridiculous. They said, oh, that's for the kids who have claimed independence from parents that maybe were abusive. That's not majority of the kids. Why would you make a rule for all kids for just a small percentage of kids that need to be protected? You should have made the rule for them, those that have claimed independence. But for us who are paying the bill, you mean to tell me? I said, listen, if my son take me off the list, y'all can stop sending the payments to our house because I'm not paying it. You might as well ship his tail back on home because I'm going to look at them grades. I'm going to see them grades. See, and it's rules like that our country is making, and things that they are saying like that, putting the kids in authority over their parents, saying, oh, the kids don't have to ask you if they wanted to have an abortion. Oh, if they wanted to change their body, they don't have to ask their parents. See, these are rules that are leading up to this point where kids start ruling over their parents because the world or their parents have given them authority over them. Somebody say, not in my house. It's not happening here. You're not doing it. Your rule is not my rule. I told you, I'm ignoring you. And I am going to make God the truth in every man, in every college institution, and every governmental leader. You're lying, baby. I love you, but you're lying. and we're not listening to you. So you have to make sure that your kids understand there are rules in your house. First of all, there should be rules in your house, and they have to honor those rules, or baby, there's the door. And I will gladly pack your stuff and pray God's protection over your life before I let you lead this humble home. All right, let's go to number 3, baby.